All right. Feminine, the King of Wands. She is feeling powerful. She is feeling passionate. She is feeling on purpose. The king is elevated to his highest state of being able to express his most inner desires in a very effective way out into the world. And he's facing the masculine. So the feminine is looking in May towards the masculine energy. So that's either physically in a manifest form, like literally to another human being, or looking or expressing herself out in the world in a more masculine manner, taking action, taking the lead on projects or in any area of her life. Or she could be in communication with the masculine, being the one to initiate that in the month of May. Let's see where the masculine stands. The Ten of Cups in reverse. He is perhaps not feeling receptive. He's feeling like his hopes and dreams are a little shattered or lost or confused or sort of in a fog, not clear. Getting a sense of the masculine not having a very deep focus on exactly what he wants and what he is able to bring to a relationship during the month of May. And a little forlorn. I'm getting this energy from the masculine of a little bit of hopelessness, and not a lot of excitement or pushing forward with the Ten of Cups in reverse. Like his hopes have been dashed in some way. So let's keep reading, and the other cards generally illuminate these middle cards here. So let's see what's in his subconscious. The Page of Swords, the feminine has the Knight of Pentacles. So two people. Somebody else got the Knight of Pentacles in the feminine unconscious. It was an earth sign. It could have been Capricorn. I don't remember. Anyway, you might want to check out the Capricorn reading anyway. So the Page of Swords for the masculine in his subconscious realm is feeling a little bit fighty, a little bit aggressive, maybe like he's on edge about something in his world right now. And there's a sense of anger just below the surface that isn't even necessarily about anything to do with what's happening in the present. I feel like it's old stuff bubbling up to the surface right now that maybe he hasn't dealt with in a direct manner that could be affecting his everyday experience of the Ten of Cups being in reverse. So a little bit of aggression and sharpness with words and just his reactionary state is just right there. Like whoever's around him might feel like they need to walk on eggshells because any little thing can tip him off with the Page of Swords in his subconscious. It's sort of feeling this need of not wanting to hold back in his rash communications and just sort of letting it out however it's going to come out, with not much forethought or not a lot of planning or maturity around his communications. And him sort of feeling righteous in taking on that attitude. Pisces masculine. Well, or it's the masculine for the Pisces feminine. So let's move over here to the Knight of Pentacles in the feminine subconscious, what she's not aware of. I'm getting a sense of a little bit of agitation on her end too, but it's not in the thought realm. It's more of feeling like she's on shaky financial ground, or not feeling entirely stable in her career direction with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse in her subconscious. Like there's some sort of underlying lack mentality in May, it's not forever, that she's wrestling with, but not in a very direct manner. With the King of Wands, it's like she's taking a lot of action and she's blazing forward, but maybe unbeknownst to her, it's from a place of fear or worry or lack that she doesn't have enough, or she can't do it on her own. I was picking up in the other reading that I mentioned, I'm sorry, I can't remember which particular one it was for May, where the horse was upside down and the blackness of it, the shadowy part of it, caught my attention and brought my attention to it, where this earth sign younger male was sort of meddling with her at nighttime, or giving her some communication at night, or appearing in her dreams. Now that could be the case for the Pisces feminine as well. I'll look back, you guys, in the recordings that I've already done for May. I haven't done all of them yet, and I'll find that video and I'll post it in the description box for you, so you can cross-watch that. Because I feel like those messages are also going to be pertinent for you to take a look at. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there with the Knight of Pentacles, something about her, a sense of lack or fear or worry of not making ends meet, and that propelling this action in her everyday world to sort of put a band-aid on that, and as a remedy to this, which isn't a bad thing. Sometimes necessity breeds some really good action in our lives. So let's see what she has in her conscious energies. The 7 of Swords, and the masculine has the 8 of Wands in reverse, facing away from the feminine. Let's start over here with the feminine. It's like she's wanting to take more of her share, or what's not rightfully hers. And that could be somebody's attention. Like I said, the King of Wands is facing the masculine in this direction, and it's like she's poking at him to give her attention when he's over here sort of just being sad and a little irritable. And I feel like poking the bear is going to have some unnecessary fights be created between the two of you. And it's going to have the masculine over here retract back. He's retracting back his communication with the 8 of Wands in reverse and his conscious energy away from this partnership into a different direction. For the time being, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because if there is a type of communication where you're just going around and around in circles and nothing is getting resolved and it's just crazy making, sometimes what needs to happen is one or both of you need to hit the pause button and take a breather, take a break. So let's keep moving on to what the feminine brings. Is the 3 of Wands. It's like she's really impatient. She wants to move forward with something with a masculine, and let's see what it's being met with. The Sun. Okay. And it's like his playfulness and his laissez-faire, carefree attitude is what he's presenting to her, but without like doing, in her eyes, doing the serious work of what the real communication needs to be. It's like he wants to avoid that, and he just wants to be playful and goofy and fun and not really dive into the seriousness of these conversations of what she wants to address on this heavy level. And it's like this mismatch. I feel like it's going to have the feminine energy feeling like, okay, well, should I just pack up my wands and battle it out somewhere else with somebody else who's going to take me on a more serious level here? But she still is looking in the direction of the sun. So let me look at these. I feel like the burdens that she's carrying toward the masculine isn't even about him. It's like she's carrying these swords, these thoughts, beliefs from another relationship, and she's sort of dragging them with her in what she feels important. And they're actually not. They're actually encumbering her from meeting him in the sun energy over here on his side. And maybe that's why he doesn't want to engage in that type of communication. Like he's just sort of putting a squash on it with the 8 of Wands in reverse. Being like, no, come on, baby. I just want to have fun. I just want to be free and feel free and not burdened and encumbered with these heavy sort of guilty feelings in whatever area of life. And I feel it could be around sexuality, being on top of the King of Wands here. Like there's some sort of body shame from a past experience that the feminine still hasn't fully healed from. And that could be where the Knight of Pentacles in reverse in her subconscious is coming from, in a materialistic sense, like in a very grounded, earthly body sense of this inner conversation of maybe somebody in the past shamed her body, or she has this inner belief that she's not beautiful from the inside out. And when he tries to tell her that and wants to take her in all of her femininity, and she wants it too with this King of Wands card, but it's like this 7 of Wands is inhibiting her from traveling through and accepting that message of the sun from her counterpart, from her divine lover. So comment below if that's resonating for any of you. I'd love to hear. Let's flip over your conjoined outcome energy cards, the Emperor. So I feel like you both want a certain amount of structure to the relationship. And it's almost like I want you each to rely on the feminine, to rely on this King of Wands energy, where you're very grounded and centered in your desires without letting this 7 of Wands conversation get in the way of that, and be able to move through the 3 of Wands towards the Emperor, meeting the masculine through the sun energy in his playfulness. And taking this on for yourself, feminine, this 7 of Swords, energy, because I feel like it, again, it doesn't have to do with your current partnership, your current relationship, your current partner. Like, see how he's, I don't know if you could tell, he's looking in the other direction, pulling these swords with him. And it's like these two swords here are these two individual people from the past, and it's you and another person, and what you're bringing with you is all this junk that you don't need to. From this past, maybe even a little bit mentally and emotionally abusive relationship. And it sort of gunked up your thinking in a way that is preventing you from having as much fun as you could with your masculine counterpart, and creating this new structure for the both of you that feels really solid and dependable and reliable, and something that you both can use as a foundation to expand and grow into other areas of your life from. So I'm seeing the two rams here, to the two ram heads, and the amount of rock and stone and concrete, and how he's wearing his armor. It's like this stubbornness with each other this month, and you each putting your head down towards each other. And you know how rams sort of back away from each other, put their head down, and then charge and just totally smash into each other with their horns. I just got that image between the two of you. But it's almost like when that happens, a spark is created, and it dissipates some of the energy because you're putting it in a certain direction. And there's like this dust that's created, and something else comes of it that creates this cloud of smoke that can go up from the two of you. And each of you are bringing your own different mixture of elements to that alchemical combination. And it can create weather. It can actually create clouds in the sky that produce rain and snow and sleet and lightning, and all of these different possibilities together. And then I just got, when the two of you put your heads together without clashing, and you come into owning your individual power together, and you sit on your throne as one solid unit, you get to crown yourself as the emperor of your relationship, the emperor of your communication, the master who is in control of what he or she is co-creating with another. And coming from that very, very, very internal, powerful place. So click your heels together. I just saw him like clicking his heels together. Wear red this month, Pisces. I'm seeing all of this red, the red shoes, hat, the cape, another cape, another cape. The baby doesn't even have it on him. He's waving it as a flag. This person's wearing red. The children's wearing red. He has red boots. All this red. He has a red cape on too. So something to do with your root chakra and grounding that out in the month of May. I'm going to pull a Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle card for you, since I said the word chakra, by Judy Hall. For your oracle message for the month of May, Pisces. So conversations could be a little heated. Watch your words, watch your reactionary time. Take a breath before you speak and ask yourself, is this true in this moment, or is it triggering something for me? And if it's triggering something for you, then own that. Take responsibility for your triggers without pointing the finger at the other person. Be like, wow, that whatever you just said right there, I know you didn't mean it in that way, but it brought this up for me. And that is authentic, honest, raw communication, where the other can then choose to meet you in their authentic way. But you have to start with yourself first, Pisces. And take on some nonviolent communication. Maybe get yourself in a workshop or a class. Whoa, I don't even know if I know how to say that. Rhodochrosite. Any of you have heard of that? Chime in down below. It looks like watermelon almost. Number 45. And I will read to you from the book, The Heart Reviver. Rhodochrosite teaches the heart to assimilate painful feelings without shutting down. Ha! That's what I was just saying when I was shuffling about being triggered and keeping your communication open through those triggers without blaming. Dissolving denial and identifying ongoing detrimental patterns. It offers compassion, compassionate love, and forgiveness. You face the truth with loving awareness. Self-understanding. Deep down, you feel alienated, unloved, or unappreciated. A history of sexual or emotional abuse creates dis-ease. What was I saying here? And something about the body, in the body, for the feminine. Or you may have misused or feared your sexual power in the past. You may be repressing something you do not want to face. Irrational fears and paranoia and unacceptable emotions need to be acknowledged and transformed. I was definitely picking up that owning your sexual energy, feminine, in a more healthy, grounded, alive, empowered way. So healing some shame in May, I feel like is on the docket for you. Divination. Time for a change of viewpoint. Begin to seek the gifts in your experiences rather than seeing the negative effects. Check out whether what you were taught in childhood is still relevant to the person you are today. And your healing insight for the month of May is releasing resentment from your heart creates well-being.